Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Listen, go ahead, if you're new to the page, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. I am Larry Jones from Stock Up with Larry Jones. I've been taking a break, but I felt the need to get back in. There's a lot going on. I'm going to say a few thank yous and keep this one moving at the end of the video. And I'm going to get into sponsors in the middle. Okay. Listen, we have sorry. We have Nvidia earnings coming up, and I just wanted to discuss a few things concerning Nvidia, small caps, and then where I think we are in this market. It's a choppy market. Day by day, it's very news driven right now. And so let's get into it.
If a 40% upward move happens for, say, the Russell 2000, what happens for mega caps? What happens for the broader S&P 500? Do you expect them to have similarly dramatic moves, or is there a major rotation that you're expecting?
Well, John, we've already witnessed this happen in large caps. Nvidia's risen 40% in 8 trading days. So when someone says the Russell 2000, which is made of even cheaper companies, can't rise 40% in the next 5 months, they're forgetting that we've already seen huge moves in the mega caps. I don't think the mega caps have to go down.
Do you expect it to happen in isolation with the small caps is what I'm getting? I know that Nvidia's done that. Some other stocks have done that themselves. But if you're talking about all of the small, the small caps as an index moving up that much, what do these other things do?
Well, I think that a 40% move in small caps doesn't mean the rest of the market goes down. I just think that's going to highlight that the market is broadening, which is something we all expect, but it's also basically doing a risk-reward analysis, which is, look, I think if you can get 18% earnings growth and pay 10 times earnings, perhaps that's a good risk-reward. And I think money that's on the sidelines, or people who've been thinking bonds are going to be, and cash is a place you want to stick for the next 5 years, but if the Fed starts cutting, they're going to look for places where there's good risk reward, and I think that's small caps.
So, of course, that was Tom Lee. He's been right a lot, and he believes that small caps, which is another video I'm going to make, he believes that they're going to go up actually dramatically. But what he was saying is that big tech can also rise too. He also said he believes that the bottom is in. I'm not as good as he is with that. But and he said something that's very true about money sitting on the sidelines and money in bonds, fixed income, stuff that is very passive, and people looking to make more gains than something that's offering 3.5 to 5.2%, right? So they want more reward if there are signals that the bottom is in. Oddly enough, this just popped up. You could see here in the red, Fed minutes point to likely rate cuts coming in September, right? So that just came up. And so I agree with Tom Lee. Yet again, he looks in areas, some of the areas I look at, and he has a whole lot more data than I do. And so far, he's been right. So let's talk about Nvidia. But I want to share with you guys this before we go into Nvidia, so I can get this in the way and not out of the way. Go ahead and download Moomoo, because we're going to look into the Moomoo chart. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to just use my phone. Let's go right into it. Right. So for those of you that have the Moomoo app, we're going to look at some of the things that's going to help you with Nvidia. Right. So go to the bottom where it says markets, and you see Nvidia earnings, right? So go click there. This is what I like about this level 2 data. Okay. So revenue, you can see that 28.64 billion. Okay. EPS, earnings per share, is a 60. You can see that, right? So you could see revenue 112%, earnings per share for 1.49%. Right. So if I hit that arrow down beneath, it'll give the operating expense. But you can see here where it says operating earnings. Look at that. Data center, gaming, and professional visualization. You could see all that. I'm trying to read it. It's so tiny. But you could just see that, and you can go dig down into the data deeper. You can set it to quarterly, you could set it to yearly. And when you see growth like that, it is very positive. Here's what I want you to do also. Go down here to where it says analyst rating. This is very important. This is free data that most have to pay for. So look at this. As we could see, the highest analyst has Nvidia at 200, and the one under that is still 151.14. All right. You guys see me. I'm like, it's so tiny on this phone. Okay. So these are some of the tools I want you to start utilizing, especially for those that already have it, because you could really start to dig down deep into Nvidia and see what's going on with the stock, whether you're buying or selling or holding. Okay. So that's going to be the top link below. That's going to be Moo on this one. A lot of you guys have downloaded it, but go ahead, and I got to talk about the 8.1% on your uninvested money. And then you can get up to 20 free stock. Okay. So that's going to be the top link. Let's stay on Nvidia. Nvidia is a big portion of my long-term investments. Okay. I went in heavy, though I did do a little haircut. I took a little profits off the top. Because I wasn't monitoring the market, dealing with what I had to deal with. And I just sold a few that I bought that was less than 10% up. That's what I did. And I sold my options in Nvidia, right? But there's room, I believe, to even get back in to an option play on Nvidia. So here's what we want to look at. For you guys that know me, I'm risk off even when I go into a play. I look at what's the lowest risk. Okay. And so generally a week before, 7 days before, right? And I look at what is the potential for me to make money before the earnings. When are the earnings? The earnings is August 28th. And I believe that's Wednesday. All right. So before the leading up to the earnings, that's when I want to make my money, right? That's Wednesday. So we could see that Nvidia is telling us a story already. It's been running up all week, as we could see. Let me blow that up. It's been running up all week, Nvidia has. And it's a great story, right? But have we peaked out here this week? I don't believe so. I believe that we still have a running room. Now, if you look at the month, you could see that we were up even higher than 135. Let's just go right to a chart. If we go to a chart, we could see that it wicked up. What date was this? This was Thursday, June 20th, okay? Thursday, June 20 of this year. Nvidia wicked up to 140. You see that, good people? So now, even from where we are at the point of filming this, that is an 8% gain. Now, I'm going to talk about two things about 8%. Some of you guys will say 8%, that's nothing. All right. If you're doing options, as you know, that could be a lot of money. That could be multiple times the 8% when you're doing options, right? And so looking out, like I always sell the day of or the day before earnings when you don't know which direction it's going. Remember, anything I tell you or anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but it is how I play it. It's how Larry plays it with his limited knowledge, okay? So this has worked for me for many years. A lot of people will do call options because it's moving up and assume all of the risk of them having good earnings, right? Which I believe that they could. I don't expect Nvidia to fall apart, but it could. But I really don't expect it based on what I see them doing. If you study the moat that they have around them. I believe Nvidia still has room to grow, whether they have a earnings miss or beat. I still believe that they have room for growth for years to come. I do personally, and I put my money where my mouth is. I'm holding my long-term positions on Nvidia. But what I do with options is I do what's called buy the rumor, sell the news. That means that I get into the play. So I buy the rumor that something is going to happen and I sell it before the news. So even today, as late as it is now, of course, you're going to pay a bigger premium for the options because it's moving up and you have to be careful of that. And I wouldn't be greedy with my position size, all right? But what I generally do is I buy it even, today is Wednesday, so we got a week, which is a perfect setup. I will buy it, make sure I buy it when the market is down, not in the morning because the premium seems to go up, but in the middle of the day, the premium seems to get a little cheaper. This is how it normally happens, okay? And then what I would do, this is Larry, what I do for myself is I sell before earnings. And if you think, and if you look at the volume and it's a lot of volume and it's a lot of buying, meaning a lot of options, which in the Moo you could see the percentage, okay? Then I sell the day before earnings, right? So I limit my risk. But remember this, good people. People with big money don't have to assume the risk, right? So you may have, let's say, $1,000 that you're playing. Let's say you have $5,000, right? And you're playing the earnings. And you go in and you do a risky play even on Nvidia and it doesn't pan out. You could lose everything, right? Let's say out of that 5,000, you put $1,000 at risk. Someone with big money don't have to assume that risk. They could literally put $100,000 into Nvidia and just let it make normal money and not worry about losing it all. All right. I like to come with lessons that's going to help people, right? I'm here to help you make money. And so here's what I've been doing so I can share with you guys. I know the other day I said I bought some and sold some. Now, this is what I mean by not assuming all of the risk, okay? Even if those of you that went in heavy knocks it out of the park, congratulations. But I've been holding some here, you could see here, right? So yeah, that's as you could see how much money it is. Now, it could go up another 8% from here, not playing options, and that will be up 16%, and I'll just make money on a swing trade and lower my risk by not even doing options, okay? So I want you guys to think about the big boys. They come in with millions of dollars, it's nothing for them to drop $1 million or millions of dollars. Or, I've been in plays where I've dropped a large sum of money. I'm not going to say how much it was, but it was way more than that because it was a good company like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google. I never put any big money into a high risk play. Why assume the risk, even if you think you're going to get rich? What I say is if you think you're going to get rich, you're going to get broke. All right. So hopefully I shined a light on something in this video. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get used to doing this again, but I want you guys to think about this. Go to the chart, see where it is there. OK, and see what it's telling you, especially in the last week, and then plan your escape, plan your out. OK, when will you be out? That's what I want to know. When will you be out? Because if you don't have a plan to get out of a swing trade, then you're planning on failing. Okay. I'm not talking about your dollar cost average. I'm not talking about the Nvidia you're going to have for years to come. I'm just talking about the swing trades and the option plays, right? So I want you guys that want to know how I study, it's in here. It's all in Stock Up You. And I will be this fall, I'm going to add a ton of new lessons in various areas. And you're going to see, of course, we have crypto in there. You're going to see more faces that come up here on some of the people that will be training you. That's Stock Up You. That's my own university, Stock Up University. And we don't want you guys to just eat fish. We want you to learn how to fish. Okay. And in closing, I just want to say thank you for everyone that was praying for me. And I'm just slowly going to try to come back like this. And I want to give a special shout out to my supporting wife. My wife has supported me through all of this hard times with the loss of losing my brother. For those of you that don't know, I want to thank all of you and just allow me a little space to slowly come back like this, okay? But this was important. I wanted you guys to know. Leave me a comment. Are you already in an Nvidia call, or are you buying more and you think they're going to have a good earnings? As a matter of fact, if you think they're going to have good earnings, just put good in the comment. If you think they're going to have bad earnings, then put bad, okay? Good or bad, all right? And we'll leave it at that. Make sure you check out the 2 links below. Remember, Moo, use the tools that they have. Don't just download it and get the free stock and then the 8.1, but use the level 2 data that's going to help you. It's helped me to make a lot of money. And then Stock Up You. Speaking of you, I want you to know that I love you, and I am getting on a plane and doing some traveling. I have to speak for the Church of God in Christ Pastors and Elders Council. Okay. And then from there, I'll be meeting you guys at InvestFest for those of you that's going to be there. Right. Love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn.